Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another PDF Pokemon Doubles Federation battle. I apologize for that weird screen that just happened. Don't know how that happened. Today, we're going to be looking at a round 3 battle between the Undella Bay Underdogs and the Tennessee Seakings. Undella Bay are on the right, and the Seakings are on the left. So looking at the Underdogs, they've got Palkia, Lapras, Cresselia, Venusaur, they have purchased the Mega. Mawile, they have also purchased the Mega. And Zapdos. If we look at the Seakings, we see Whimsicott, Seismitoad, Sawk, Nidoking, Mewtwo, no Megas purchased as of this video, and Darmanitan. So, let's get to that. Well, the Seakings are bringing quite an unusual team, something that you will probably never again see in VGC 16. Outside of Whimsicott and Mewtwo, I don't think anything else is really all that common. Even in prior seasons, those Pokemon have not been really common, and I really do give a shout out to Liquid Ice for daring to do the impossible, using things that just basically not a lot of people want to use. I like the creativity. Now the Underdogs are coming back with some creativity of their own, using Lapras. Lapras is not one of the most well-renowned Pokemon. While it's pretty good for travel, I don't believe it's that strong in general. But we'll see what he wants to do with that. Of course, he's got the Palkia and the Cresselia, very obviously attempting somewhat of a Trick Room. So let's get into this first battle. Let's see what they bring to the table. Remember, it's 4v4, best 2 out of the 3. Unfortunately, there are no rules for that. You have to... long story short, you can't use flat rules anymore for the time being. So it looks like the Underdogs are going to start off with Zapdos and Palkia, and the Seakings are going to respond with Seismitoad and Sawk. And I do believe Sawk does not go for the Fake Out. I'm not even sure if it gets it, but it does go for the Rock Slide. Now we can almost assume that Sawk is Scarfed because it outsped Zapdos, and I don't recall Sawk being very fast. And we will see a miss on the Palkia, but it will hit the Zapdos, and unfortunately for the Seakings, that will give it a +2. Now we will see a Spatial Rend come off on the Palkia. There's a very powerful stab move, but fortunately for him, it really seems like this Seismitoad is bulkier than one would imagine, most likely running something along the lines of Assault Vest. Now, in comes Mewtwo for the Seakings, and like I said, it does not have a Mega. So it will be going for the Ice Beam, and that will outspeed the Zapdos and most likely take it out, which is great, because Zapdos was at +2, and that's not something we want to have roaming around on the field. So, we're going to see yet another Spatial Rend come off, and again, it's not enough to take out this Mewtwo, so I can only imagine that this Palkia is not offensively inclined, more defensively. So now we will see a Cresselia come out for the Underdogs in replacement of the Zapdos, while a Psystrike comes out on the Palkia. Now, the Psystrike nearly takes out the Palkia, however the Palkia will respond with his own Spatial Rend, thus taking out the Mewtwo. But will the Seismitoad have enough power to take out the Palkia? I don't know. And it won't. That's very unfortunate. Now, we will see a Grass Knot come off on the Cresselia, and that should... No, wow, it doesn't even take out the Seismitoad. This is one bulky Seismitoad. In comes Nidoking. Now, Nidoking is known for its high power and usually Scarfed. Now, it's hard to tell if it's Scarfed there or not, but we'll be able to find out very soon. Now, we will get a Scald off onto the Cresselia. It will unfortunately burn, and we will see a Psyshock off onto the Nidoking. Not looking very good for the Seakings, because if that Nidoking is Scarfed, it will not have enough damage to take out the Cresselia along with the Seismitoad. But if it is not Scarfed, well, maybe. Though, on the other side of things, there is a Venusaur left, and I really don't think this is going to end up well for the Seakings. Grass will beat that Seismitoad, and unfortunately, I don't think Nidoking has enough power in it to one-shot this Cresselia. We'll find out in this turn. Oh, he's not even going to go for that. Okay, so he's going to go for the Sludge Bomb onto the Venusaur, and that actually does a pretty sizable chunk, all things considered. but I do believe this is the end of the road for the Seakings. So the first battle will go in the favor of the Undella Bay Underdogs. Now the real question is, are the Underdogs actually the Underdogs? Well, I don't know. I believe they have one of the higher records right now, or at least before this battle they did. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Last season they were doing pretty well. So I don't know if they can really consider themselves the Underdogs. So as we move in to the next battle, the Seakings are going to have to win in order to push this game to a, say it with me, a win. Because if they lose this next match, they lose the set. And not only is losing the set meaning they lost that round, they will lose some points for that, and that's not a good thing. So let's start this battle and see where this ends. Will they bring the same leads? Will they bring the same strategies? There's only one way to find out. The Underdogs will start off with Zapdos and Cresselia, already one step different than last, as well as the Seakings bringing out Darmanitan and Mewtwo. Actually, their entire lead is completely different than the last round. First, we will see a U-turn come off from the Darmanitan. Now, it does nearly half, not enough to be half, or a 2-hit KO. Not that it matters, because he switches out. But I wonder what will come in here, and that will be Nidoking, maybe expecting that nice and powerful Thunderbolt to hit the Darmanitan. Who knows? That Ice Beam is not enough to take out the Zapdos, and Zapdos will unfortunately get that +2 yet again. Thunderbolt does get predicted by the Seakings, and we will see no damage come off that turn. Cresselia will go for Shadow Ball, and unfortunately it does not have the special oomph to that Shadow Ball and does not do enough to really scare that Mewtwo. Now we'll see a Psystrike hit on to the Zapdos. That was most likely a prediction play. It did not matter whether or not he went for Psystrike or Ice Beam. Probably went for the Psystrike expecting the Palkia. I believe that is a very fair statement. We will see a Sludge Bomb off onto the Cresselia, and the Nidoking will respond with his own Sludge Bomb. That Cresselia is actually pretty low and most likely on the way out. In comes Palkia, and we've got to wonder, what will the Seakings do? Mewtwo's pretty strong, but is it strong enough to beat that Palkia? A Helping Hand boost will take out whichever Pokemon that Palkia decides to target, so it's going to be quite interesting. Now the Psystrike comes off, and it's not nearly enough. Sludge Bomb has to respond with more than a 2-hit KO, and it doesn't. We will see a Surf, and that's actually a very powerful play. Ow! Ooh, that actually sort of backfired. I was about to say that's a powerful play for the Underdogs, because it will most likely take out both the Mewtwo and the Nidoking, and while sacrificing the Cresselia, I think that's a very fair trade. But unfortunately for the Underdogs, it did not kill the Mewtwo. That +2 was not enough. That Helping Hand boost was not enough to negate the damage reduction that Surf gets, so that's a little unfortunate. We will see a Psystrike come off onto the Venusaur, playing a little bit with fire, but we do know that it's possible that this Sock is scarfed. I believe it is. Again, I'm not entirely sure. No one really uses Sock, so it's kind of hard to make a true judgment call on that without looking it up, but I do believe Sock is not faster than a Palkia. Now we'll see a Leech Seed come off onto the Sock, and since there's no damage being dealt this turn, I think it's safe to say that this game will indeed go in the favor of the Seakings. He can stall out with a Protect for the Leech Seed, but all in all, that Psystrike will be more than enough to take out the Venusaur. So Game 2 will indeed go to the Tennessee Seakings. So that means we have to move into a Game 3. And whoever wins this battle wins them all. Wins the season. No, does not win the season. Wins the set and will claim victory. And getting multiple KOs in this league will earn you more points to buy more powerful things. So, let us look at battle number 3 for round number 3. Will they bring the same strategy that they used for the last round? I don't know. We'll find out. And no, the Underdogs answer that immediately with their Palkia Mawile, a combination we have not seen them lead yet. But the Seakings will start off with Darmanitan and Mewtwo, which worked out well for them last round. So unfortunately for the Seakings, that Darmanitan is going to be sort of weak with the Intimidate. Now, we do know he has the U-turn, so will he use it on the Cresselia? No, it will go off onto the Palkia. That'll do a reasonable amount of damage to that Palkia, enough where 2 more Psy Strikes will 100% take it out. So it's always a very solid option. We will see a Psy Strike. Now, he just completely left the Mawile alone. I don't know if that was a very good prediction, expecting the Mawile to switch out, because again, Darmanitan is pretty fast, and even at -1, that Flare Blitz might still take out the Mawile. So I don't know if that was a good prediction or just an overall confidence in his own plays. There's only one way to find out, and that is to ask the player. Now we will see another Side Strike come off, and that will take out the Palkia. Now it looks like the close combat was not intended for the Cresselia. It was either intended for a switch in or predicting the Psy Strike to not KO the Palkia and just to guarantee that that Palkia goes down. Now we will see another Shadow Ball come off from the Cresselia to the Mewtwo, and again, it's not enough to take it out. And it's obviously not invested in a lot of special attack. If it is, it's very, very minimal. In comes Mawile, which is a good play for the Underdogs because Sawk is a physical attacker, and with that defense drop, it's not going to be able to take any kind of hit except for a Sucker Punch from the Mawile. So we will see a Protect come off onto the Mewtwo, most likely predicting that Sucker Punch. Unfortunately for them, that Sucker Punch is not going to happen, and we're most likely going to see a Play Rough onto the Sawk. I believe. That is my logical guess. And no, actually, wow, okay, so we're going to see a Power-Up Punch instead. So this will give a +1 to that Mawile, which is actually very scary. If it does indeed have Sucker Punch, it can very easily take out this Mewtwo. If it does not have Sucker Punch, well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. We do have that Nidoking, so I'm wondering what the Underdogs will do. Now the Seakings will respawn by taking out their Mewtwo, expecting that nice and powerful Sucker Punch. We won't see that Sucker Punch because that Mawile is not going for it. Instead, we will see that Earth Power, which will take out the Mawile. I believe it is just Cresselia left for the Underdogs, and I'm not sure how they're going to come back from this. Actually, maybe there is a Venusaur in the back. Maybe there's a Lapras in the back. We know for sure that there's no Palkia and there's no Mawile. Alright, well, so I was wrong. I could have kept going and said Zapdos, but I didn't say Zapdos, and it looks like I should have said Zapdos. So Zapdos comes in. It does get a powerful Helping Hand buff, and we are going to see a U-turn. So now the question remains, is this U-turn going to bring in the demise for the Mewtwo? This Helping Hand Thunderbolt, even without Helping Hand, a Thunderbolt will kill this Mewtwo. So I'm very curious to see what the Underdogs want to do. Are they going to go for a hidden power to try and take out the Zapdos, or the Nidoking? No, we will see a Thunderbolt go off onto Mewtwo. So the Helping Hand was actually a turn wasted for the Underdogs, since the switch out happened, and it was still a Pokemon that would have died to an unboosted Thunderbolt. So unfortunately, he did actually, I'd consider that a very good outplay by the Seakings. Now the U-turn comes off onto the Cresselia, and fortunately the Underdogs survive that. Unfortunately, there's not much they can really do about that. Cresselia does not have enough juice to take out both these Pokemon in a turn or two. Excuse me! Wow, I did not get enough sleep last night, so pardon the yawn. But what we will see here is the end of the set in favor of the Seakings. The U-turn will finish off the Cresselia, and the game goes to the Seakings. Winning the game 2-1. I don't know the exact score they got, but I do know for a fact that at the end of this battle, They traded in some of their points to upgrade their Mewtwo to be able to Mega Evolve to Mewtwo Y. So it was a very fortuitous battle for the Seakings. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to catch you guys at the next episode. Peace.